All right, all right, all right. All right, all right, all right. We back, we back, we back. We back, we back, we back again. The devil is a lie. Not gonna stop this movement of positivity and pop and love and all that stuff. So let's go ahead and take that off now. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? All right. Keep moving over too much. Okay. So basically, um, yeah, I'm gonna get back into it. Please excuse that small brief. And I don't know what happened. This mug just cut off. That's just how it is these days, but it's all good. So we're gonna jump back into it at 7:27 Pacific time. Grand risings, glorious risings, blessed risings. We're going to go ahead and acknowledge oneself. We're going to acknowledge who we are in hip hop. We want to acknowledge God, the creator of hip hop, the spirit, the life force that brought it to us to escape poverty, right? To escape a dreamless life. And we are going to get into that, right? That is what hip hop is for, is to escape poverty and to have a successful, fruitful life in who we are and what we do. So we don't have to, we can, let go of all other falsehoods. We can let go of all others who want to discredit our culture, discredit our time, discredit who we are. We're going to go ahead and take that power back, y'all. Like I said in the previous video, I'm not living in fear anymore. This is my time. This is my time. This is our time to shine, to rise above all things that we believe that we cannot overcome. So that's what we're gonna do today. I got so many notes in here. I've been in my gospel, man, but I'm just feeling it this morning. I'm feeling it. It's 7:30. I'm feeling it. I'm just trying to. I know I left off at on page, I believe it was 13. Yep. I'm supposed to begin at verse 44 on page 14. But for me, I'm kind of like, man, let's just go ahead and review and talk about and really go over this again. Because that is to my inconsistencies, and I own that. And I do apologize, but I'm going to work hard to be consistent in this gospel. I'm consistent with myself, but sometimes it's just like, man, I'm having such a powerful time that it's just for me, right? But it's been so powerful that how can I possibly not share this insightful, amazing information? So I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. Let me turn this heat down because it's already hot. Woo. Yes. Sheesh. All right. And the thing is with with the heater that I have, it get hot as Hades. It get hot as Hades quick. So, and it tends to be a bit warmer, but it's only gonna be like warm. It's probably not warm outside right now, but it's probably gonna be like warm from a good 10 to about maybe 1, and then it's gonna cool down, 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 like about 5 to 10 degrees per hour. It's pretty rapid. So don't come to LA or California or any of it thinking it don't get cold. A lot of people just think, California is just warm all the time. You don't need a sweater, you don't need a jacket. And most people that come from the East Coast or anywhere outside of LA always says, man, it's cold. I'm like, you should have brought a coat. They done sold y'all them dreams about it don't get cold in Cali, it don't rain. Stop drinking the Kool-Aid. Right? Stop drinking the Kool-Aid. So we're gonna get into this, y'all. This is called a new covenant. First of all, let me go ahead and give the shout outs um, to our peoples. We're gonna go ahead and give a shout out to our master teacher KRS1. We are reading from the Gospel of Hip Hop, the first instrument, and we're gonna start from the tippy top of the beginning right? We're going to start in the beginning. This is the very first book. As you can see, it's called A New Covenant. A New Covenant. And we're going to go ahead and get into this, man. Let's get into this, man. Let's get into this. So I keep starting and stopping and starting and stopping. And then, like I come and I read it and give y'all some good word. And then it'd be like a month later, I come and give y'all a good word. But for me, I'm gonna do my best to just share with y'all once a week because I'm in this mug every day and I'm just like, why don't people see it? How come we not doing this? How come this hasn't changed? Why? Well, really, it's like, have I given the people the word? Have I brought the word in my way to the people? Have I brought this good news? So where people can be in the know and they're educated to the point where we can now begin to implement such actions. Because the answers of everything we need, we already have, right? Everything we need, we already have. It's a matter of seeking it, searching for it, and really living that out. So that's where I'm at with things, y'all. My hair is yeah, it is. I got locks. I mean, you dig? It just is what it is. And this is what we're about to do. So let's go. A new covenant. Got my water. Let's get in a space real quick though. Let's resonate in a place where we can receive this word. Okay, we want to receive the word in good faith and in good spirit. And even if you're just driving on your way to work, you might be, you know what I'm saying, doing a myriad of things. However, I want this to resonate in a way where we can receive it, just like we're receiving everything else, right? Where we're receiving it and we're able to live that out, right? Because that's the whole point. Because we are in control of our lives, we are in control of our everything. So let's I'm gonna go ahead and do some stuff like this. Try to get some meditationals here, right? Let's try to get some good energetic grooves or something to get us going. And this is one of my favorites right here. Um, this one right here is one of my favorites right here. Let's see, boom. Gotta wait till the ad is over. Okay, boom, let's do it.
When we see Pleiadian ships, we see
another ad.
Because it's the miracle are moving so fast.
All right, y'all. So let's get it. Kind of tribal, right? Good news, all good. I want y'all to hear, but I want y'all to hear me more importantly. Okay. So let's do it. It's called A New Covenant. Again, it's in the Gospel of Hip Hop by none other than Master Teacher KRS-One. Let's get it. In the end, the last days of others became the first days for us. All praise, glory, and worship be to God, the love that rescued us from oppression and ignorance. The love that rescued us from oppression and ignorance. That's the first verse. Like if you was reading the Bible in the beginning, it was word of God right here. This is the beginning of the word of hip hop right here. This is powerful. In the end, the last days of others became the first days for us. All praise, glory, and worship be to God. That's the Most High. The love that rescued us from oppression and ignorance. And to all future generations of hip hop, know this. This is the love that has delivered this gospel to our people for our correction and survival. For our correction and survival. To all future generations of hip hop, know this. It is this love that has delivered this gospel to our people for our correction and survival. We're not worried about nobody else. We're not worried about nobody other culture, what they say about our culture, what they say about rap, hip hop, this life, the lifestyle. We're not worried about what they say. We are going to focus on what has been delivered to us as a people, as the nation of hip hop. Right? This gospel comes to us as the physical manifestation of God's grace and love for hip hop. Grace and love. That's physical manifestation of God's grace and love for hip hop. So this is a physical thing that has manifested for our good. It's a physical thing that has shown us the grace of God, sharing with us the love of God. Just even through how God moves through people, right? And can create tools and instruments for our what? Survival and correction. Right? I am but one of many who was saved by such love. In my time, which is your past, I am called teacher. I was present at the first time. I am the firstborn. I am from the age of Leo, and I have come to call our hip hop nation into existence. To all future generations of hip hop, I am the b-boy who destroys all negative circumstances every day spiritually. I am the MC who reaches above poverty spiritually. The divine word warrior known in my time as the blast master. I am the graffiti writer who thinks and grows spiritually. I draw peace, love, unity, and joy. I am the DJ who delivers justice while cutting, mixing, scratching with life. I am the beatboxer whose body expresses art through sound. I play God's instrument. I am the fashion that uncovers the fear and shame hidden in oppressive nations. That's right. I am the language that loves and never gets understanding amongst grown-ups, educators. I am the utterance of my culture. I am known as knowledge reigning supreme. I build and destroy, heal and inspire with the right combination of words. Verse 12, I am the entrepreneur who presents expert negotiating that repeatedly escapes poverty's routine experiences, never exploiting unlimited resources. In my time, I am self-created and self-sustained. Verse 13, I am hip hop. I am not just doing hip hop. I am hip hop. I am the watchman in the tower of hip hop's inner city, urging my people to turn from sickness, hatred, ignorance, and poverty, and be restored to health, love, awareness, and wealth. That's the H law. Health, love, awareness, and wealth. Remember that. That's the H law. Right? That's the H law. Where was I here? I'm hip hop, health, love, awareness, and wealth. I am the teacher, a witness to the activity of God within and around hip hop. I was present at the beginning of this world age, August 11th, 3114 BC, and I was again present at the births and transformations of hip hop since its artistic organization at 1520 Sedgwick Avenue in the Bronx, August 11th, 1973. I am a true witness to the divinity and cultural history of hip hop. Hip hop is my family. I am like the people I teach. I am like the people I am among. I am like the people. I am not ashamed or afraid of my family. I am hip hop. Verse 15, in my time your past, I am called the conscience of hip hop. That's in quotes, the conscience of hip hop. I am the stepfather and legal guardian of hip hop. This I confirm to those truth seeking hip hop scholars in my future. MCing is my craft, and I have mastered my craft. I am hip hop, and in my time, I have mastered myself. Verse 16, page 7, to all my hustlers, thugs, and gangsters trying to survive in these mean streets, this is your gospel. Let me say that again for the people in the back. To all my hustlers, thugs, gangsters trying to survive in these mean streets, this is your gospel. This is your gospel. This is for you, specifically and directly. As we call ourselves hip hop, right? If you call yourself hip hop, this is for you. If you want to be hip hop, this is for you. If you feel like, I used to be, now I got a job, now I can't be hip hop, this is for you. You are hip hop no matter what, especially if you decide to be. But there's responsibilities that come with that, and that's what we're getting into today. A lot of people just think they can just be the culture. Oh, I'm hip hop. I get to say this word or say that word or be this way or be that way. And nah, respect is at the core. Knowledge of self is the fifth element of hip hop. Knowledge of yourself, like going within, doing the work. And this is what we're doing here. This is what we're doing here. You know, long gone are the times that we can say we're something and not be it. It's 2021, folks. It's 2021. You feel me? It's 2021. And so it's very important that we see, seek, and notice what we're doing, where we're going, where we're headed. So let's keep going. So verse 16, page 7, at the bottom of the first book of the gospel called the New Covenant. That's where we're at. So in case you get the book, you find it somewhere, you use somebody's, whatever it is, we want you to tune in, tap in, and be turned on and turn up. To all my hustlers, thugs, and gangsters trying to survive in these mean streets, this is your gospel. To all my gods, goddesses, revolutionaries, street scholars, and conscious hip hoppers, this is your heritage and birthright. For the people in the back, to all my gods, goddesses, revolutionaries, street scholars, and conscious hip hoppers, this is your heritage and birthright. You know what a birthright is? You got rights at birth. You got rights at birth. Coming into existence. Like when you were born, even if you didn't know of hip hop, this is your birthright. This is your heritage, not just your culture. Let's keep going. This is the good news for you. That's why I call it the hip hop gospel of hip hop good news. Because this is the good news for you. All praise, glory, and worship be to God. The love that loved us first is hip hop. I mean, and we talk about this all the time. At least I did when I was in church. We love God because he first loved us and all these things. And this right here is saying the love that loved us first as hip hop. So everything that everybody tries to say about hip hop, think about hip hop, feel about hip hop, God loved us first as just that, just as we are, truly. Not like this church saying, oh, come as you are, but you really need to wear this hat and these shoes and this bag and, you know what I'm saying, the Birkin and the Gucci, and you feel what I'm saying? But this right here is saying, this is the good news for you. All praise, glory, and worship be to God, the love that loved us first. As hip hop is right there. It's right there. Right there. Again, Gospel of Hip Hop. Get the book, y'all. It's only like $20 or $30 on Amazon. That's a gift to the master teacher KRS-One. That's a gift. That's a blessing to his family. Right? That's a gift for the preservation of our culture. We cannot get everything for free. I know we get a lot of music, a lot of content, a lot of stuff for free. But at some point, we got to get taxed. At some point, it's up to us, the receiver, the recipient, the consumer, the person that is consuming the information and the art or the whatever, to also give. They teach you that in church. Your grandma probably teach you that share and do this, and you know what I'm saying. And no matter where we are at with it, at some point, it's everybody's turn to give, and probably multiple, right? So let's keep going. Verse 17, God is real, and hip hop is evidence of God's real existence and love. Hip hop is God's response to our suffering, and this gospel celebrates that response and the personal character that caused such divine responses to occur. Read that again. God is real, verse 17. God is real. And hip hop is the evidence of God's real existence and love. Hip hop is God's response to our suffering. And this gospel celebrates that response and the personal character that caused such divine responses to occur. All praise, glory, and worship be to God. The love that topples whole kingdoms and sets up new civilizations from the debris of the unrepentant. Man, yo, that's loaded, right? That's hella loaded. That's loaded. Right there, that's loaded. Man, clearly I'm still chewing on that. But it says we are humble before God, the author of hip hop. Okay, we are humbled before God, who is the author of hip hop. Okay. Um, Other cultures and nations were created in other ways, for other reasons, and have certain divine responsibilities that they must adhere to. That's right. I would say that. I would say that. Would you say that? I would say that. I would say that. Read that again for the people in the back. We are humbled, right, before God. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Got some feedback there. We are humbled before God, the author of hip hop. Other cultures and nations were created in other ways for other reasons and have certain divine responsibilities that they must adhere to. Other cultures have a certain grace over their communities, and we are not authorized or encouraged to demean or disrespect in any way the faith and or religious practices of others. But for us, as for our group commonly known in the world as hip hop, this gospel acknowledges and celebrates the love that has saved our people from self-destruction. It is time to repent and grow up. Let's digest that for a second. It is time to repent and grow up. That's it right there, man. That's it right there. It is time to repent and grow up. Yes, it is. Oh, yes, it is. Right? Oh, yes, it is. Whew. That's deep. It's time to repent and grow up. So, what are we growing up from? What are we growing out of? Growing into? Now, this is a time of year a lot of people try to reflect on the year and on their life and where they at and where they want to be, where they want to go, what it is, what it ain't, what it should be, what it could be. And this is the perfect time, I guess, for me. Maybe why Spirit kept probing me. You know, so I just said, forget it. About 5 minutes till 7, I said, you know what? 7:07, we're gonna go ahead and do this thing. We're gonna get as far as we can in the gospel as we just let it marinate. See, a lot of people read these gospels and these holy books and they just read them, go through, or they they read and they have one verse and they talk for an hour on one verse, but I'm like, there's so much meat. How can I stop at one or one, one piece? And so for me, I just figured I would give this word and read this word directly verbatim so that we can digest, because a lot of people want to get into meditation, don't know how. And I do many different types of things in my own practice. I incorporate a number of things that's going to feed me and help me spiritually. And I said, you know what, this is such a help to me spiritually to get my mind right, even in the morning. Like sometimes you might be waking up like, whatever. But hip hop is what drives me. Hip hop allows me to do so much. Being myself in hip hop, I am hip hop, so I get to be myself, my authentic, genuine self, right? As a hip hopper, so I'm just basking in the beauty of it and thinking of all the loveliness of it, how all the art, all the things hip hop has given me, and that's what I'm basking in. It's like sunbathing, right? In a way, it's like laying out on the beach. This is me laying out on the beach of the goodness and gospel and good news and love of God via hip hop, right? There's an album um, by Kirk Whalum called "The Gospel According to Jazz," and that's his way of saying, this is the gospel. And we're going to do the gospel according to jazz and how I feel through jazz music, through jazz culture. So for me, this is the gospel according to hip hop, you know. And how many people claim and claim stake in hip hop? I'm hip hop. It's the culture. It's what it is. It's what I do. It's what I love. It's how I express. It's my art. It's my music. It's what I live. It's what I listen to. It's who I am. It's I always knew what it was. And and we all have that story where we can look back and go, man, I didn't realize that when I was 5. When I was listening to that song, Bob in my head, I didn't know that at 10 years old, this was going to be the thing to help push me through. Or thinking like, man, I didn't know that hip hop was gonna help me learn how to spell, or help me learn how to pass an exam, or help me learn how to push through in life, because so many people did it, and not just through the music, but through testimony, through temple, through community, through congregation, community, communing together, man. Like, the answers are all with us. As long as we continue to share them with each other, the answers are all right here. And if you're really seeking and searching for answers, it's not far from you, because we're made in God's image and God lives inside of us. So that means we are God. God is. Right? We are spirit. We know that, and we know God is spirit. So why would we be in any way separated from that? So, and for those who may not believe in God or spirit or any of all, like whatever it is for you, blank, the universe, the love of the universe, the joy of the universe, the power of the universe, all of these things. Like, so for you, if it's the universe, the power of the universe does this, because it's true. Insert your word here, you know what I'm saying? But insert how you worship here. Like this, it's not a judgment on that, but understanding, overstanding these things is imperative for survival. And this has helped me to survive. I can't say that every day I've awakened in my life that I wanted to be here or I wanted to wake up. And I know I'm not the only one that struggles with that. There's plenty of people. Oh my gosh, there's plenty of people in the world that can say that they wrestle. And I've wrestled, and I think I'm taking the bull by the horns right here, and I'm saying, you know what? I'm not gonna live in fear anymore. No more. Not another day. It's not fair to me. It's not fair to the community. It's not fair to the hip hop nation, because I have something to offer, and I've been holding back for so long. It's time for me to offer up. It's time for me to offer up my vibration, my spirit on a consistent basis. And this is what I'm doing in obedience to spirit. You see how I just came and said, all right, y'all, I'm doing this thing. I'm being obedient to spirit. God put it on my heart. 707, let's do this thing. Right? And I'm here. And now we're on page 8 of the first book of the gospel of hip hop entitled A New Covenant, right? A New Covenant, gospel of hip hop, okay? Page 8, we have verse 19. But as for us, as for our group commonly known in the world as hip hop, this gospel acknowledges and celebrates the love that has saved our people from self destruction. You see what I'm saying? I just said that. This love has saved our people from self destruction. Now, it's easy to look at that like, oh, we're destroying ourselves, our community, our collective. You're shooting them, I'm shooting them, I'm harming them with words or with whatever, physically, mentally, spiritually. Because that's also if we're an organism, that's also ourselves. That's also who we are, us, right? So that's also those we are in fellowship and community with, congregating with, right? So if we're looking at this and saying, yeah, this is the brown on brown crime, the black on black crime, as they call it, we don't racialize crimes, but we're saying if we are hip hop, we don't know who's hip hop, right? Sometimes. So how do you know that you're not harming someone in hip hop? I'm not saying we got to be best friends with everyone. That is not what I'm saying, because there's people for everyone. There's individuals and people and communities and certain things for everyone. There's cultures. There's a community for everyone, and everyone deserves that. As a human being, we all deserve love, respect, and honor, dignity, right, and all those things. So because that's a God-given thing that we're given at birth. That's our birthright once again. And so if we're saying that this gospel acknowledges and celebrates the love that has saved our people from self-destruction, that's even from yourself, right? I just said this gospel helped save me from myself, from destroying myself, being destructive to myself. Even just last year, 2019, not far from the tree, right? So it's an everyday thing. Like I guess you feel like, oh, I get stronger, and then you go, okay, whew, all right, that was tough, whew, right? That's cool. Kind of like when you make a shot, it's 2 points or 3 or whatever. It's not the whole game. You can't celebrate unless that's the game-winning shot, right? And so I think in a way I was at my guard down, kind of celebrating the win, if you will, perhaps a little too long of a what you call it, a end zone dance, a touchdown dance, right? Like, okay, yeah, but at some point even that can become disorderly conduct in a game. So when I'm thinking of, okay, how am I moving? How am I really doing this? I have to look and seek and search out the inside of me to be better. And I'm just grateful for this opportunity. But it is now 8 a.m. And so we're winding down here. We have less than 10 minutes to go. But I really want to try and finish as much as I can. And I guess maybe I'm so excited. I'm like, ooh, but it looks like I've been doing this for a few years now. I got notes in here from when I read it and went live and all kind of stuff. So, I mean, it's all good, right? It's all good. So what we want to do is I'm going to keep going. Okay, I'm going to start at verse 19 and just keep going. There's some water here. See what I mean by this background, this tribal music? See what I mean, huh? I'm going to do one more. All right. Okay. Let's go. Okay. Verse 19, we're on page 8 of the Gospel of Hip Hop. The first instrument, I'm going to show it again just to, make sure everything is everything. We're on page 8, yeah, verse 19. All right. I love my life. I'm glad I didn't destroy myself. I will say that for sure, 100%. So let's keep going. Okay. All right. Verse 19, page 8, a new covenant, gospel of hip hop. But as for us, as for our group commonly known in the world as hip hop, this gospel acknowledges and celebrates the love that has saved our people from self-destruction. It is the time to repent and grow up. Rapping about crime and murder may sound good amongst those who have never committed to such acts. But for those of us who are real in the field, we send this message to our young people: you don't really want it. But with this first instrument, we remember God and how we were rescued by unseen forces more powerful than any government on earth. That's a fact. That's a fact. Okay, that's a fact. Um, for when all seemed hopeless and oppression seemed permanent, a caring, protective, nurturing, creative force, independent of all the world's political, business, educational, and religious institutions, swept through our hearts and homes, and we were rescued from sickness, hatred, ignorance, and poverty with a behavior that we eventually began to call hip hop. And we must never forget this. That's right. We must never forget this. I got to read that again, verse 20. But with this first instrument, we remember God and how we were rescued by unseen forces more powerful than any government on earth. For when all seemed hopeless and oppression seemed permanent, when oppression seemed permanent, a caring, protective, nurturing, creative force, independent of all the world's political, business, educational, and religious institutions, swept through our hearts and homes, and we were rescued from sickness, hatred, ignorance, and poverty with a behavior that we eventually began to call hip hop. And we must never forget this. Page 9, verse 21. With this first instrument written at the time of hip hop's cultural beginnings, we remind all future generations of hip hop to never forget the love that has saved us from such self-destruction. Hip hop has no other creator, no other savior, and no other architect. Again, hip hop has no other creator, no other savior, and no other architect. Right? I love that statement. That's what's up. Love alone takes credit for the creation and further development of hip hop. Because before we even knew we were hip hop, God, the love that saved us from corruption, had already ordained us as such and set us free in the world with power. What a great gift. Verse 23, what a great gift. What a great love. What a great God. But how soon did we forget? After we had eaten and were satisfied, how hungry we were just a moment ago. How quick did we forget our own strategies to our own success? We ate the fruit but never replanted the seed. We drove the car far but never looked at the gas tank meter. Know this: God's love, hip hop, is like a car that many people found with a full tank of gas, topped off and ready to go. A gift freely given to all who would hop in. Now that we have driven this car for over 30 years through all kinds of terrain, the time has come to repair and replenish our beloved vehicle so that it may last another 30 years. However, now that everyone has gotten where they intended to go using the vehicle, there seems to be little motivation toward the upkeep of the vehicle itself, the cause of everyone's good fortune. Yeah, which is the cause of everyone's good fortune. God's love, hip hop, is like a banquet laid out before hungry people. Many people today are eating well, but they are not chefs of their own meals. They eat, but they don't really know where their food comes from or even how it was prepared. They themselves were never truly hungry or homeless or even had to prepare their own food for themselves. They just sat down and started eating at an already laid out table. Therefore, the life lessons learned from being such hungry and homeless, from being hungry and homeless, which accompany the skills of the chef, are absent from the copied presentations of the imitator. And any success found during this state of ignorance is indeed short lived. This is how many treat God and hip hop today. They seek the hand and not the face. They seek the luxury but not the culture, the food but not the appetite, the house but not the home, the medicine but not the health, the bed but not the rest. They would rather use God or hip hop than live God or hip hop. But such are acts of desperation, and such behaviors are expected of a people who have been traumatized as we have been. Hip hop saved us and made us not only rich, but important and well respected worldwide. How then can we forget God, the love that protected us and raised us up? How can we forget about hip hop, the craft that feeds us and gives us identity? However, verse 28, in my time your past, many have already forgotten the love of God. Desperate and impoverished and suddenly propelled to the top of the world's social circles, they marvel at the effects of their own artistic skills, caring little for the cause of such skills. They just want to eat. And because they know not what causes their good fortune, they have become frantic and greedy, content with being imitators of the original presenters of the saving force, hip hop. Such an approach works fine for those who are not really serious about living hip hop for real. Such an approach to hip hop works fine if you are only participating in hip hop to get out of poverty or make a name for yourself. This approach works if you got something else to do and or somewhere else to go. But for those of us who live hip hop and seek enlightenment through hip hop and are seeking to raise a family while being an MC or DJ, etc. Those of us who are without purpose, as well as those of us who are burdened with purpose, we have no time to waste. At this very moment, while you read this gospel, you are being called out of the world again for your own protection and development. Will you answer the call? At this very moment, since we have no time to waste, because at this very moment, while you read this gospel, you are being called out of the world again for your own protection and development. Will you answer the call this time? Perfect timing, man. Perfect timing. I'm gonna go ahead and end there. That's where the track ends, and stuff like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and end there. That was powerful. That was powerful. It's a lot to chew on. We got from page, what was it, page like 6 to page what is that, 10, 11? Yeah, page 11. We got all the way to verse 30. We got through the verse 30, and we're going to yeah, we got through verse 30. I mean, we're going to resume in verse 31, which is on page 11 for the next time. I'm going to just keep it short because I do have to get to work. I got plenty of things to do, but I wanted us to just chew on that for a minute, kind of go through some things, where we, you know what I'm saying, where we, because again, I'm chewing on it. Every time I read this, I chew on it. Every time, you know what I'm saying, every time, every time. And it's good, and it's good, and it's good. It's beautiful, and it's good, and it's good. But yeah, it's good. I'm in reflective mode, so I'm gonna kind of allow for an opportunity for my own self to kind of just chew on it. You might be chewing on it too. I don't know, or where everyone's at with it, but I'm gonna play this beat for us to kind of. This is temple, right? This is where we at. This is how our Bible studies go. You know what I'm saying? This is how our Bible studies go. This track right here. Shout out to RUJAY, Next Level Track. Got a 70 million plays since 2018. Y'all killing it. Um, yeah, I've heard this song in so many videos. Now that I'm hearing it, it's just the first one I picked. But we chewing on it. This is where we're gonna chew on it right here. We're gonna go ahead and marinate and open up the cipher. People want to say something, and for the most part, it's on here. I'm looking. It looks like it's a couple of us, so that's cool. Even if it's just me, this is temple time. There's plenty of pastors who go to church and might have 3 prayer warriors with them. The thing is that we don't need everybody. In a movement type setting, we don't need to be Dr. King. Everyone come. We become a target like that. So it's important that we all rise up to leadership status because we are all leaders, especially if you receive the ranks, because it comes from God directly, as we read. Let me see if I'm gonna just. Maybe we should speak in verse, huh? Oh, I didn't read the thing of the day either. Let me read that real quick. So there are all these little verses, kind of mantras of the day that are in the book as well, that are in this gospel. And there's one for every day, literally, right? So from January, February, March, April, May, June, all that. So we'll go ahead and go to December. And today is the 15th. Okay. I'm going to read yesterday's and today because we didn't read yesterday's because we're here today. December 14th. If God helps those that help themselves, it must be nearby where this God dwells. Again, December 14th. If God helps those that helps themselves, It must be nearby where this God dwells. It's a word right there. It's a word right there. All right, let's get to December 15. December 15. Here we go. Nature eats the weak. This is true. So fasting prevents nature from eating you. Nature eats the weak. This is true. So fasting prevents nature from eating you. That's the word on today, man. That's the word on today. And I know I need to do a good fast cleanse type thing because that's just what I need to do. So with that stated, I'm gonna go ahead and take this word because I was supposed to be fasting. I was supposed to do this and that and start this cleanse. And you be like, all right, I'm gonna start tomorrow. All right, I'm here, I'm on it, but I fell off a little bit. I'm on it. I didn't leave it. I didn't abandon it, but that's where I'm at. I'm dancing with it a little bit. So for me right now, it's just important for me to just get it in, get it done, and make it happen. You feel me? So this one got 2 million views. Oh, this is a mix. So I don't like this beat, but let's see. There's another one somewhere. Too slow. Yeah, that's way too slow, man. I need some, you know what I'm saying? Some trackety tracks. Let's see. Some trackety tracks. Let's see about this one. Excuse me. It's got 1.2 million views, almost 1.3. Shout out to DJ Payne. That's what this track is. DJ Payne, January 22nd, 2020, a Rick Ross and Jay-Z type beat called Aspire. Ooh, I like it already. Kind of melodic. Yeah, this is definitely a Rick Ross type beat, right? All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. I'm just sitting here. I'm just so reflective. I'm trying to see what my day is going to be selective and how I'm going to move and how I'm going to groove. Because me, I got to move and do what it do. Now, you see, I'm just show. They call me Showtime. I'm always on time, but I'm really, really late. But I'm going to turn that over. Coming up this year, it's 2021. I got to get some cheer and show us on the mic. I'm on the microphone and I'm just cruising out because I'm just sitting at home. I'm reading through this gospel. I'm trying to get my mind right, trying to get my mind right, trying to get my body tight, trying to get my name right, trying to get it all tight, trying to do everything I gotta do before tonight. That's a deadline. That's a deadline and it's sublime. So I'm always on time and I'm grooving. I'm choosing, and it's a show time. So I'm always on the moving. I do it for the movement. I do it for my people. I do it outside every church without a steeple. Yo, I do it on the track. I do it on the streets. I do it on the block. I do it on the street. I do it out loud. I do it all proud. I do it for my black. I do it for my brown. I do it for my people. I do it for the culture. I do it for all the fucking culture vultures. I do it for me. I do it for my mama. I do it every time I need to get about some drama. I do it every time I need some live. I need some red vines. That's my favorite though. That's my favorite snack. That's why I say red vines. This is right here. You feel what I'm saying? But yo, we gotta live this life. Live this life, gotta do it right and do it right. I gotta live my life and live my life. I gotta do it right, gotta do it right tonight, tonight. Coming off the top, y'all, this is just what I'm feeling. Gotta do it right, I gotta keep it tight. I gotta do everything I do before tonight. I gotta keep it right, I gotta keep it light. Cause I am the light and I gotta keep it right. And I gotta do right. I gotta do right. I gotta do right. Cause the kids is watching. This is for the kids. Yo, I can do everything I put my mind to, and you can do everything you put your mind to too. So if you sit down and study, you gon' pass that test. And if you sit down and study, you gon' rock that best. You are the best above everybody, no matter what they say. You taking everybody, you doing what you do. You killing everybody, cause you are number one and you are killing every challenge. But yo. This is what it is, class of 2024, third grass, first bid. This is what we're doing, and this is how we live. Showtime, you know I'm loving all the kids now. Look, I used to teach in Watts. I used to teach in Compton. I used to teach a lot. I used to teach a little. I used to teach robotics. I used to teach everything in through the college. So now I gotta let the kids know they can do it. Yo, I let the mamas know that they get through it. And then I can let the daddies know that they can prove it. That you can stand tall, and you can do it. And Showtime is on the mic, and I'm giving love. And show love, that's what I get from above. Now you see that we just doing, we just talking, we just flowing, we just walking, we just doing it. We gonna keep on walking and talking, and that's what we're doing, y'all. This is BK before Kwanzaa. Hey, this track pretty live though. You know, shout out to the producer, the production team, DJ Payne. One, that's why I found it on YouTube. That's why I got 1.3 million, because it's a groove. It's a jam. Straight up. It's facts. Alright, we got one more minute. Let's groove out. What's your rhyme? What's your rhyme? Say it in due time. Say it in due time. Let us know your rhyme. What's your rhyme? Say it in due time. Say it in due time. Let us know what's on your mind. What's your rhyme? Say it in due time. Say it in due time. And let us know what is on your mind. What's on your mind, y'all? What's on your mind? What's on your mind, y'all? Just clear your mind. Clear your mind. We got HOPE, the number 4 hip hop. HOPE, the number 4 hip hop. HOPE, the number 4 hip hop. HOPE, and we will never flip flop. This is what it is when you're like the kids. This is what it is when you're trying to do your business. You're trying to grow, never on the low. Do it big, and that's just how it goes. Show! Popping collars. Getting dollars, Showtime. You know, we gotta holla. That was kind of bad though. So we're gonna end it right there, y'all. Peace and blessings to y'all. Uh, one love, one love. Give thanks, deep bows, all of these good things. Say everything positive to yourself today. Receive that message. That's the first person you need to hear from, right? Yourself, deep within. That's where God lives. So, and that's where you are spirit. We are spirit. We embody spirit, and God lives inside of us. That's that edge, that knowing, that all knowing, that love that is inside of us. So tap into that. Go in deep. If you just gotta sit and just breathe, 5 minutes. Everybody got 5 minutes a day. Even if you I gotta work, I got kids. Put your phone down for 5 minutes. It's cool. Or play a meditation and just sit there and listen for 5 minutes. Set your timer for 5 minutes. I say do that for 5 times a day, right? And I have a program called the 555. It's called the 555. And what we're going to do beginning in January 2021, the very first day, New Year's Day, we're going to start it off. 555. Even before that, let's start today, 12:15. 555. Why not? 555 is 5 exercises, 5 minutes each, 5 times a day. Whatever exercise it is. You can twerk for 5 minutes, 5 minutes at a time. Five exercises or activities, movement, 5 times a day. You know, we all working on ourselves, and we're going to be in this quarantine. We're going to be inside. We're going to be all of these things, and we're just trying to get better. So remember the 555 method. You already have a work break. If you at work, you get 15-minute break by law, everybody, after 2.5 hours. Right? If you're working more than 5 hours, at the 2.5, 3 hour mark, you get a 15-minute break. That is by law, right? So why don't you take at least one of those 5 minutes and just breathe? Listen to a stream of water, earth, silence, your breath, your heartbeat. And so that was 1 minute. I can't even answer it. About 1 minute. And um, I used to do that for my class. I used to do that for my class and have them just do 1 minute. That was a spam call, so I'm trying to report it. Um, and just look how 1 minute can just open you up. Just 1 minute. How it can just let this go. You know what I'm saying? Of the world, your job, whatever. It's kind of like having a small mini nap or getting a small mini massage just for 1 minute. You're able to focus on yourself. If you feel like you don't know how to find that time, where the time is in the day, do something like this. What's your birthday? What's your blessed day? If my birthday was today, 12/15, then at 12/15, I would take that 1 minute or five, right? Perhaps you can set 5 alarms for 5 minutes of the day, right? If you have a 15-minute break, perhaps you want to do 2 5 minutes back to back, which would be a 10-minute, which you're already a third of the way through, right? Just not worry, just be concerned with doing it. If you start off with just 1 5 minute, 1 day a week, that's room for growth. And that's excellent because that's something you're training yourself to do. And I'm training myself now to do different things so that myself can be better. I have a headache, so I'm trying to get some where the pressure points are. Right there. 24 ounces. I got to drink about anywhere from 4 to 5 of these a day. I'm at about three, 3.5. I'm not quite to four, but I'm definitely at three. And they say you need, what is that, a gallon? So, but they say 8 glasses is 8 times 8 is 64 ounces. So 3 of these is already that. But I'm of the belief that we need more because we just need 8 glasses for our body organs to move. That doesn't include exercise activity. So I try to drink at least 100. Well, my goal is to be at 100 ounces, anywhere from 60 to 100 ounces of water a day. So I drink a lot of water. And I'm using the bathroom, going to tinkle for that reason too. But that's a good thing. Keep things moving. That helps me see and feel that I'm alive. Um, so Ashe, give thanks, blessings abound. Remember our purpose as hip hop. Remember who we are. Remember whose we are. We belong to oneself. We belong to God. And God created hip hop for our survival and to refrain from self destruction. That is why hip hop came to be. It's a divine intervention, it's a divine gift, it's a divine lifestyle if we so choose it. It is a blessing. And no one else needs to say anything else other than it's a blessing from God the Most High and all of the holy angels, our ancestors who went before us. At this moment, I'm going to pay homage to those who have been slain and fallen or what have you this year, 2020, whether it be due to the pandemic, because it is definitely a pandemic, COVID-19, as we are sheltering in place and quarantining even to present day. I am also paying homage and giving thanks to the presence of the ancestors who really paved the way in the sense of um, giving birth to us, whether it be our flesh or our movements, and our capabilities, our knowledge. We give thanks to all of them for every reason and every purpose and all of who they are forevermore. Ashe, Ashe. I give thanks. Amen.